Welcome to another episode of my Wick-end Deals series. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. My name is Tracy, and this week we're going to talk about some of the top candle retailers, what they have that's new, and what is on sale. I'm going to begin with Bath & Body Works, which has an okay sale on 3-Wicks and a few other items that you might be interested in, plus some new fall product. I'm going to also talk about Goose Creek that has 2 new collections out since last week's video, and a pretty good 3-wick candle price. I'm going to skip KRINGLE this week, and that is because there's nothing new going on over there from last week's episode. So in case you missed that, I'm going to link that in the description below. I'm also going to pop a card up here. If you have your cards on, you can drop into that video and just go down to the chapter list, click on KRINGLE, and that's the same thing that's going on this week. So we're not going to talk about it in this video. But after we talk about Goose Creek, we're going to get into Yankee Candle, which does not have a good candle price, however, does have a good price on some Halloween accessories, and also has 2 new candle collections out if you're into Yankee candles these days, which I am not, but I'm going to share it with you because I know you might be. And we'll wrap up the video by talking about Homeworx, both at the SLATKIN & Co website, which does have an okay sale going on this weekend, as well as over at QVC. So let's get started where we always do, Bath & Body Works. Let's start by talking about their 3-wick sale, which is $13.95 this weekend. Not the best price point for their 3-wicks. However, there are a couple of things that will take a little bit more money off. Number one, pop-up coupons are showing up again for me this morning. So I will go ahead and put a few of those codes in the description below in case you want to take one of those. Do us all a favor and write in the comments which one you took, and that way people aren't bouncing around trying to copy and paste every single code and then being disappointed when it doesn't work. Also, there are still some 25% off coupons floating around, so if you have one of those, that brings the price point down to $10.46 per candle, which is pretty good. And most of those coupons, I think, expire on the 28th or the 29th. I think it's the 28th. So you want to use them this weekend if you still have it. And then with the pop-up coupon, it makes those candles $11.86, which is not the best price, but better than $13.95. By the way, if you want to get your own pop-up coupon, make sure you're using the incognito browser like I have here. That makes it so it's not reading your cookies and it doesn't know that you've already shopped the website or that you shop frequently. It knows nothing about you that way. And you also want to make sure that you have your ad pop-up blockers off and that you're not on a network with ad pop-up blockers. Otherwise, they won't pop up. Or they'll pop up, but they'll get blocked and you won't see it. Okay, let's talk about the new that showed up this week over at Bath & Body Works, because there is a new fall Soiree release that is across candles and body care, multiple items. If you want to check all those items out, just go to the homepage and click on Fall Soiree. There's a link there. I'm just going to focus on the candles today. We have leaves in yet another jar. We have this now in 3 different jars at least. Popular scent, so I get it. We also have the new touch of gold in a 3-wick. I do really love the label on this. I think it's really pretty. I think it'll be very nice during the holidays to add a touch of gold to your decor. Pun intended there. I haven't gotten my nose on this. I haven't been in the store yet since this came out, so I don't know what this smells like, but the scent notes are bright blackberries, golden orange blossom, and decadent tonka. It sounds like something I would appreciate. I love that I'm seeing tonka in a Bath & Body Works candle. I feel like I don't see it enough compared to other retailers, and I love tonka, so I want to give that one a try. Spiced apple toddy also has a new label. I like some of the gold accents in that. We have sweet cinnamon pumpkin that came out with a new label. We also have new scent that's out, not new, but new in terms of release. I also have not smelled this one. I don't remember this from last year. It's possible it was out and I just didn't see it. This is from the White Barn line, Cozy, Flannel, and Vanilla. Fragrance notes are your favorite flannel. I'm not sure what that means. Toasted vanilla and rich woods. I do plan to pick this one up. I don't know if it'll be this weekend. We'll see. Vanilla Birch is back, y'all. I know some of y'all were waiting. I don't know about this one. I think I'm going to pick it up again this year and give it a try. I did buy it last year. Ended up returning it. I did not like it. It was too perfumey, too high on the register for my nose. But I also feel like I've warmed up to some of the more cologne-y, as long as it's really light. vibes, so I'm going to give this a try again. I might not like it, but I'm going to try it. It's white birch bark, Madagascar vanilla, and sandalwood. And I remember really liking the vanilla and the sandalwood, but the birch was very high pitched. So we shall see. Bow ties and bourbon, I am definitely going to pick up. This one has hint of bourbon, which I would take full on bourbon personally, but I assume this will be a little bit boozy. Fresh bergamot and a splash of citrus. Also has that gold foil border with the florals on there. And then we have a repackage of champagne toast. Gotta say, I like last year's label better, but we can't have it all. It's okay. It definitely gives the sense of like an effervescent bubbliness, and I like the kind of ombre effect, but I really liked the like striped ribbon pattern in last year's jar. I should have saved it. I could have replanted it. This one is bubbly champagne, sparkling berries, and juicy tangerine. I will get this eventually. It will not be right now. I will probably pick that up on Candle Day. I don't plan to burn it until January, and I don't want to pay $13.95 for it because it's usually, in my experience, not the best performer. It's not very strong. And then we have the new Fresh Balsam label that's out. So some new, some refresh labels, but exciting to see some new stuff dropping in stores. I will say that Tess over at the Life Inside the Page blog had a post earlier this week where she was announcing like important upcoming dates. She is predicting or suggesting that we will have a fall sale on 10/6. So that's not next weekend, it's the Monday after next weekend. So keep that in mind. Last year, the fall sale was 60% off. I don't know what it will be this year, but that's what it was last year. It was 60% off select fall candles. I remember really stocking up on Cozy Sunday Evening and Book Loft. I also remember them rolling around in my trunk after I stopped by Costco. It was a scene, y'all. It's the only reason I remember it was 60% off because that is lodged in my brain. Hearing the candles roll around in the trunk, it was not good. Okay, so that was on there. She also just had a save the date noted for 10/15. I don't know what that means. Are we getting more villains? Is it something additional that's Halloween? I don't know, but there's a save the date for 10/15. And then she has that Holiday 1 is going to launch on 10/27. So that's stuff way off in the future, but just something to keep in mind if you're budgeting or you're planning. Those are the dates that Tess has up on her blog, and I will link that below in case you want to know more for yourself. The other sale item that we have are on ceramic candles. Back on sale. Maybe Bath & Body Works will actually unload some of these. We shall see. The 3 wicks are marked down to $19.95, and the single wicks are marked down to $12.95. This is the same sale that was happening, what, a couple of weeks ago, midweek? So they just went back to the same sale price. I don't know if that's snag worthy. The hubs didn't want it at $12.95, so we'll see. Maybe with the extra pop-up coupon, he'd be interested. I'll have to ask him when he gets back from work. And last but not least, and also nothing to be excited about, 2 for $20 on the single wicks. However, I will say the Christmas candles are available here on the site, so if you wanted to pick any of those up, not the best price, but 2 for $20 at least. These were on sale earlier this week. Or were they $5.95? So if you missed out on that midweek, we will probably see eventually another $5.95 price point or a $10 off sale. We haven't had one of those for a bit. So personally, I would wait on the single wicks. I wouldn't buy them this weekend. Plus, I always use my rewards on those because that's pretty much all I have to use rewards on these days. I don't get any of the other stuff. Okay, that's everything at Bath & Body Works. Let's head over to Goose Creek, which has been getting all of my money lately. I am going to start with the collection that got released, the Collab, y'all. They did a Peanuts collaboration for the 75th anniversary. The labels on this collection are phenomenal. I'm supposed to get mine tomorrow. Y'all, my trip to Disney is still on. The hubs is finally turned the corner. He says he's fine now. I still hear him coughing a bit, so I'm still staying away from him. I think by tomorrow he will be fully good and not contagious anymore, and I will be comfortable sitting on a plane next to him, for example. So we are still going to go. I have not come down with symptoms. These are going to arrive, of course, the day I fly out, and usually I get my UPS stuff in the afternoon and we're flying out in the morning. So I will not have a review on this until I get back. I get back on Monday. So you probably won't see a review until Wednesday on the Peanuts collection. So that's a little bit delayed due to my anniversary travel. Gotta prioritize the fun times. There are 10 candles in this collection. One of these I bought 2 of because it just sounded good and I was afraid they might sell out. And I don't know, they might replenish these. It's hard to tell. This collection is interesting because it really spans like the 4 seasons. There's a springy candle, there's a summery candle, there are Halloween candles, there are holiday candles, winter candles. It's like they thought of everything. And I don't know where people's interests are going to gravitate, if it's going to be more towards scent notes or if it's going to be more towards labels or a combination of both. I have no way to predict which ones will sell out. So I would say if you're interested in these, grab them. You know, I don't think there's a huge rush, but I wouldn't plan on waiting like a month from now to pick them up. And if you want to wait until my review, I'm sure it'll be okay. And if it's not, you know, there will be other collections that come out. There will be other collabs, so don't feel like you really have to rush out and buy these. Although I did, because, you know, I'm a reviewer and plus I really wanted them all. This one is the Great Pumpkin. Sweet pumpkin, fresh ginger, and warm nutmeg. Kind of just sounds like not quite the classic pumpkin spice because it doesn't have cinnamon and clove in it. Probably a warmer, maybe a little bit spicy from the ginger vibe. I'm here for it, and honestly, even if it doesn't smell that great, the label. I'm here for the label. We also got Snoopy and the Gang. Love the yellow color on this one. I was seeing, somebody sent me an email about these. They had checked the quantity numbers and said this was the one that was the lowest. So I think so far this is the one that's selling the fastest, probably because it has the whole gang on it. That's going to make it really popular. Very summery in terms of scent. It is sugar lemonade, juicy orange, and daisy blooms. And I know some of y'all have said you've never bought a daisy candle before, so I think that's enticing. I'm hearing that skating with friends is also popular. That's kind of among my reviewer friends that we're all kind of interested in this one. This one is cool peppermint, sweet vanilla, and crystallized sugar. I am attracted to anything peppermint and vanilla put together. I always feel like vanilla helps to soften up the mintiness of peppermint. Napping with Snoopy is so cute. Perfect fall label. This is scent notes of vanilla cashmere, warm amber, and soft cedarwood. This sounds like it's going to be vanilla like body care style. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I want to try it. Another Halloween one called Happy Halloween. It's got Snoopy on it, sleeping on top of a pumpkin. Scent notes are spiced pumpkin, crushed clove, and rustic cedarwood. That sounds a bit more like classic pumpkin spice, but then with that cedarwood note in there, it probably will feel a little bit barky and maybe a little bit natural. This is the one I bought 2 of. One for the scent notes of Midnight Fog, whipped vanilla, and soft patchouli. Y'all know how I feel about patchouli. I love their fog note. And you're adding vanilla. Give it to me. Give it all to me. So I did buy 2 of these, not only for the scent, but I really love the label of Halloween night. The little ghosties. You got Snoopy and Lucy on there, trick-or-treating. So fun. Then we have decorating the tree. Here's our first holiday Christmas label. You've got Charlie Brown with the Christmas tree. I was kind of hoping it was going to be the more classic, like stick with very few branches, but they went with a more fuller version of a Christmas tree. Scent notes are balsam Christmas tree, worn cedar, and forest juniper. I imagine this is going to be piney and woody. We have Crisp Fall Days, which is another fall label. You've got the whole gang there with some leaves blowing in the wind. Scent notes are rustling leaves, spiced apple cider, and cozy harvest spice. Then we have, where are we at here? Christmas with Friends. Again, you have the whole gang, the big old Christmas tree. Snoopy is the star on top. I love the label on this one. Scent notes are fresh fir needles, bright orange zest, and warm clove. This feels like one of those oranges with the cloves pinned in it with some pine. I think that one's going to be really nice. I think the Hubs is going to like that one. And the last one in the collection is apple picking, and they're all out picking apples in an orchard. Snoopy has fallen down on the ground. Looks like he's exhausted. And then scent notes on this one are juicy apple, sparkling pear, and crisp green leaves. I'm happy to see apple and pear together. And the scent notes on this remind me a little bit of their Orchard candle that was just out. It also sounds a bit like Spring Apple from Bath and Body Works. We'll see. I'm excited to get my nose on these. Again, those will be here on Friday, along with the other new collection that they released on Friday. That one is more of a like a botanical leaf foliage label vibe. It reminds me a little bit of like the Mahogany Vanilla collection at Bath and Body Works. It looks like it's going to be really pretty when lit. There are 7 candles that came out in this collection. One of them is a new fragrance to all, and all of them but one are new to me. So I'm going to go over the scent notes on these and let you know which ones I have and have not tried. This is one I have not tried, Autumn Romance, Creamy Sandalwood, Soft Suede, and Sugar Crystals. Just sounds, again, kind of like a warm, earthy vibe. Campfire Marshmallow, I know this is a beloved favorite. This is not a repurchase for me. This is one that I bought last year. It had a cute little label on it. Did it have an owl camping or something? I forget. For me, performance was lackluster. I had very little strength and throw on that candle. It took me a really long time to get through it because I just wasn't drawn to it. I much prefer marshmallow sugar. So I'm not repurchasing this, but if you want an ooey gooey marshmallow with what feels like a tinge of toastiness, although not enough for my taste, I would take a lot more toastiness, pick this one up. It's fluffy marshmallows, vanilla bean, and toasted vanilla creme. So I passed on that one. You will not see a review on it for me. Sunlit Forest, new to everybody. Scent notes are Radiant Citrus, Forest Balsam, and Golden Amber. This sounds like it could be a very bright candle, maybe a little bit sharp. Still interested to try it, interested to see what it smells like, interested to see what these labels look like when lit. Autumn Glow is returning. This one I have not tried before, but I love acorn notes, so I'm hoping this one is a solid. Nutty acorns, cinnamon stick, and clove buds. I love clove. I love cinnamon stick. I love the barky element of that, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this one. Cool Mountain Sunrise. Love the blue wraparound on this one. This has scent notes of crisp bergamot, blue juniper, and icy waters. Sounds like your classic cold air vibe. Not sure it's going to be my jam, but I will burn it and let y'all know what I think. This one sounds good to me too. Blankets Under the Stars. I thought about just buying 2 of these without even smelling it, but I'll wait. I'll hold off. It has vanilla embers, so it's going to be a little bit smoky, warm patchouli, and sandalwood. All of these make me very happy. I love patchouli. I love sandalwood. I love those 2 together. Calm and Cozy is the last one in the collection that's returning. I also have not tried this one. It's vanilla amber, cozy linen, and white woods. I imagine this will be pretty fresh, a little crisp, and a little bit soft and warm from that vanilla amber. Let me know if y'all have tried any of these and which one's your favorite. I know some of y'all have been chattering with me on the community post I did when this was released and letting me know your insights. I really appreciate that, by the way. It kind of gives me insight into like where the gauge is for your interest, but also like, am I in for a good treat, or is it going to be something I'm not going to like? So feel free to share that not only with me, but with other viewers below if you've tried any of these. The sale right now, 5 for $55. It's not the best. 6 for $60 is the best, but that's a really good sale price for Goose Creek. The other good thing about this particular sale is don't be misled. You do not need to buy in increments of 5. You just have to get at least 5. And then every one that you put in your cart after that is $11. So it's 6 for $66, 7 for $77, 8 for $88, 9 for $99, so on and so on. You do not have to buy 5, 10, or 15 to get the 5 for price. So hopefully that saves you some hassle of overbuying just to get a deal that you're going to get anyways. Also, per usual, free shipping on $100 with Goose Creek. Take advantage of that when you can. I think that's a really good price, especially when you're ordering $100 worth of candles. That stuff is heavy. I don't know how they constantly are comping that price point. Okay. Nothing in the app that is suggesting we're getting a new collection. Does that mean we won't? No, it does not. Am I surprised we didn't get one midweek? Yes, given the current pace that they've been going on. Am I glad we didn't because I need to save some money for future releases? Yes, it was a lot all in one week that we got unloaded on us. So I would say be on the lookout. We probably will get a new release soon. I do not know what it is, and it's not previewing for me in the app, so I can't confirm, even get a sense of what it could be that might be coming out. Let's move over to Yankee and deal with a pop-up every time I click anything. So please forgive the pop-ups. It's just really overwhelming on the Yankee website. 2 new collections out and 1 horrible sale price, $19.95 for large jars. Y'all, that is overpriced. I won't pay it. You can if you'd like. I support you. But given that these candles are not performing well with their new, that's in air quotes for those of you who are listening and not watching, formulation, I'm not going to jump at these candles at this price point. So let's talk about the new. They have 2 new collections that they released. One of them is this like mixology, and I'm going to go ahead and just sort by new for us. So we're just focusing on the new stuff. They have this new mixology collection. They have an espresso martini, which is a bit triggering for me because all I think of is the very horrible, it's going to be on my worst 5 candles of 2025 that I tried list from Homeworx. Same name. Honestly, probably going to be the same performance if it continues per usual with Yankee. I do like the label on this one. It legitimately looks like an espresso martini. I like the wax color. Lots of positive things to say about the design and creative element of this candle. Top notes are espresso bean and cocoa powder. I love that it's going to actually have espresso in it. Middle notes are heavy cream, caramel, and coconut. Base notes are marshmallow and whipped vanilla. Something tells me that when these go on sale for a better price, the Hubs is going to want to pick that one up. There's our pop-up. Even though it's not something I'm going to gravitate towards just because, again, quality at Yankee is not great for me. They also have a ginger mule coming out. Again, realistic image that actually looks like a ginger mule. It's in the copper mule glass. Love it. Top notes are ginger, lime, lemon, and citrus tea. Middle notes are orange blossom, cinnamon, and tonka bean. And base notes are vanilla, honeycomb, and sugar cane. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty authentic in terms of what that drink would smell like. A toasted old fashioned. Love this. Love the concept. Love the label. Love that it's smoky like an old fashioned is. The Hubs always orders these when we go to Disney. So this is like prepping me for our trip this weekend, just looking at that image. Top notes are birch, rosemary, and juniper. Middle notes are caramel, rum, brandy, and bitters. Base notes are vanilla, sugar, amber, and toasted marshmallows. That one sounds like it's going to be a boozy bomb. I'm here for it, but if boozy is not your thing, pass on probably all of these. I don't know if you'll like any of them. They're all boozy. Cozy Cocktail Lounge is another one that they just released. Top notes are bergamot, lemon zest, and rosewood. Middle notes are cashmere, peony, rum, and sweet vermouth. And base notes are smoked patchouli, hello, vetiver, sandalwood, and crushed velvet. Again, I wish I could depend on Yankee to have strength and throw. If I could, I would buy every single one of these. No question, these would all be going in the bag if I could trust them. But I don't feel like I can. Ruby Merlot. Top notes of apple, dried red fruits, and orange. Mid notes of port. I don't see that in a scent note very often. Cinnamon, blackberry, and rose. And base notes of oak barrel and sugared wine grapes. They also have these out, as you'll see here, in 3-wick format. Those are $12.95. That's a little bit better of a price. I'd like to see those at $10 personally. If you like the 3-wick format, they're there for you. Also, if you want to take the risk and buy these and try them out, if they don't smell, my local store has been really great about taking them back. I just go in and say, yeah, this has no fragrance. And the woman's usually like, yep, thanks. Takes it right back. Doesn't ask any questions. I think they're probably used to it. So if you have a store nearby, it's super simple. If you buy online, you have to pay, I think it's a particular fee. Is it a flat rate fee to return these through Yankee? It's been a while since I've done a return by mail. But you can try them. You can burn them. They do take them back. That's another way to, give these a go. There's also 5 candles that came out in this kind of like harvest fall release they did. One of them is Autumn Abundance. This one is top notes of cinnamon bark, clove, and nutmeg. Middle notes of carrot, sugar pumpkin, and sugar. And base notes of vanilla bean, amber, and sandalwood. Then there is Harvest Welcome. Like the wax color on this. It's just a nice brown, kind of a neutral color to my eyes. Top notes are clove, clary, sage, and persimmon. Oh, I love persimmons. I can't wait for those to be in season. Middle notes of rhubarb, lavender, and geranium. Not my vibe. And base notes of autumn leaves, eucalyptus woods, and balsam. They also released Happy Home. I like the label on this one. I like the floral, the peony on there. I love peonies. Top notes of almond flower, pear nectar, and red currant. Mid notes of peony, cherry blossom, and white lilies. Base notes of tonka bean, vanilla, and vetiver. Feels a bit like they're flirting with a combo of like fall and spring. This would probably be nice to kind of lighten up your space with all the very heavy fall notes that are out there during the burr seasons, the burr months. Blooming Memories is another one. Again, I like the wax color on that. It's really pretty. Top notes are bergamot, saffron, and golden citrus. Middle notes are pink pepper, dark rose, santal, and dahlia. And base notes of vanilla orchid, amber, and musk. Based off the notes alone, bright, sharp, warm, body care. It sounds good, but will it deliver? I don't know. I'm not sure. And the last one in this new collection, Sweet Togetherness. Looks like a classic apple and pear scent. Top notes of sweet pear, orange, and cinnamon. Middle notes of sage, muddled berries, and Granny Smith apple. And base notes of vanilla, orchard musk, and caramel. Again, all of these have potential. They all sound juicy and delicious, and I want to burn them all, and I want them to fill my space, and I love the labels and the wax. But Yankee, pun intended, I have been burned by you before, okay? I am so hesitant to buy these. I'm definitely not going to buy them at the $19.95 price point. But y'all, tell me in the comments, are you going to pick any of these up? Do any of these excite you like they do me? I just am so hesitant to put them in the bag given my recent experiences with Yankee. Speaking of less than stellar experiences, I do have a de-stash video that's going to be coming out on Sunday. And I do have a Yankee candle in there that I'm giving up on. A new one, a new formula candle that I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm giving up on it. So make sure you hit subscribe if you want to check that out. Turn on notifications if you want to know right away. That'll be posted on Sunday. Other thing, which I am actually interested in, they have some candle holders that are Halloween that are on sale for 50% off. So it's not all of their accessories, it's just the Halloween stuff. 50% off. So if you were waiting, this is a really good price. This is probably going to be the same as their semi-annual sale clearance price. We don't usually get more than 50% off until after the holiday has passed. So if you were waiting, good time to snag these. I still haven't picked up this Happy Jack Glass Pumpkin, which I think I will during this sale. This is a good enough price for me to pull the trigger. And I also really like the skull taper holder. I have their drippy blood tapers that I bring out at Halloween. So I might grab a couple of those to add to my decor because I really like it. And when I saw it and it was 20 bucks, I was like, what? You know, it's like this big. It's not very big. But for $10, I can probably swing it. So that's something I have my eye on. Probably will get some of my money through their accessory sale. That's everything at Yankee. Our last stop in today's video is the SLATKIN & Co. website. And I'm going to focus just on their sale items and just on their sale candles. So I'm going to click on the sale link here. And then I'm going to go over to product type. And we're just going to do 4-wick and 3-wick because I'm personally not interested in the reed diffusers. I also just don't talk about reed diffusers on my channel. But if you want those, they're there. And we have some fall favorites that have returned to the website, including the cranberry sauce 4-wick and the homestyle stuffing 4-wick. These are awesome for Thanksgiving. I have not bought these before. I have not heard great things about the strength on these two. And if you really want both, QVC actually has a better deal on these. I'm just going to pop over real quick and show you the QVC website. If I just type in Homeworx in the search bar, and then if I organize by newest first, they have a bundle deal over there where you can get both of them. Another pop-up. These pop-ups, y'all. They have a bundle deal where you can get both of them. So here's the cranberry and here's the mashed potatoes for $42.98. So it is a little bit cheaper than the SLATKIN & Co. website, only by a few bucks. So it depends on what you're doing. I would say if you're shopping the SLATKIN & Co. website and you're picking up a few full price items and you have an affiliate code you're typing in to get 15% off, or maybe you have a free shipping coupon or something like that, it's worth it to go with Homeworx. By the way, if you need an affiliate code, use mine, 3-Wick Thesis. However, if you're just getting those 2 candles, I would pop over to QVC because it's going to be cheaper. And QVC has a pretty good return policy also. I don't remember what Homeworx is. I've never returned a candle to Homeworx. I have returned candles to QVC. And that is actually, it leads me to my next point. They have some as-is stuff that is released now. Actually, quite a bit of as-is stuff. So if you search by price low to high, you're going to see more of the as-is stuff pop up. I also like to filter on this website to really just candle stuff. I'm going to come down here to product type. I always go to see more, and it gives you this window that's much easier to click on. So I'll do jar candles, we'll do candles with holders, we'll do novelty candles, canister candles, and we'll just filter it that way. And you'll see there's quite a bit of as-is stuff that launched on the website. So anything that's as-is, they're usually either items that have been returned for some reason, they may have been burned before, they might be candles that were used on set. Here's some more as-is. So quite a bit has popped up since the last time I looked. If you're interested in shopping those as-is candles, check that out. Also, these candles went up in price. They were $18.98 last week, and now they're $23.98. Y'all, I don't understand. I'm so confused. Those are on sale, however, over at the SLATKIN & Co. website. They're on here, right here, 30% off with code SPOOKY, which also would mean you couldn't use an affiliate code. Let me see what that brings that price down to. $17.50. Yeah, so here we are again, cheaper at Homeworx than QVC. So you kind of have to shop both sites and decide what's your best deal. It depends on what you're getting. It depends on how much you're getting. It depends on if you have coupons or affiliate codes or shipping deals. You got to play with these 2 websites to get the best deal, y'all. So there is some fun holiday stuff that just got launched. The price point is okay, $23.50 for a 4-wick. I still think that's too much money. I really like it to be cheaper than that, but pretty standard for Homeworx, SLATKIN & Co. All right, y'all, that is all I have for this week's episode of Wick-end Deals. Tell me in the comments below, are you spending money this weekend? And if so, where? Are you saving up for a holiday which is on the horizon and already released at some places like KRINGLE? Let me know that in the comments as well. If you appreciated this video, give me a thumbs up. That lets me know you want to keep seeing this series on my channel. It tends to be pretty popular, so I don't think it's going anywhere. And y'all, every Thursday morning, I look forward to getting up, doing the research, and recording this video. So those of you who love it, I'm so glad you love this video because I do too. I think it's my favorite on my channel. I love it so much. I'm going to have a pre-recorded Bath & Body Works haul. I did participate in the member exclusive early access holiday. Whew, that's a lot of words. That happened midweek. So I will be sharing with you what I picked up with a viewer gave me a coupon. Mary, thank you. So I was able to use that on some of the holiday candles I picked up. You'll see that Saturday. So it won't be my usual ritual haul because I'm going to be in Disneyland. Friday I have a Goose Creek haul. Sunday I have that D-stash video. It's going to be fun times. I have my empties coming up. I have my October rotation coming up. Next week's going to be stellar in terms of content. So I hope you'll be here. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye, everybody.